Surveying her backyard on a Saturday morning, Sarah felt a pang of genuine guilt. The lawn had transitioned from a mere chore into a full-blown botanical insurrection. What was once a manicured patch of green had become a dense, unruly thicket of overgrown grass and opportunistic dandelions. The visual chaos was a testament to the month of procrastination, and the sheer scale of the task ahead felt like an insurmountable weight on her shoulders. She retreated to the shed to get her lawnmower, an ancient, clunky orange relic that had seen better decades, let alone better days. It was a masterpiece of mechanical stubbornness. Sarah engaged in a familiar, exhausting ritual, bracing herself against the lawnmower and yanking the starter cord with desperate ferocity. Each pull was met with a metallic wheeze, a hollow cough that signaled the machine's profound reluctance to rejoin the modern world. On the sixth attempt, the engine didn't just start, it protested. A series of violent percussive thumps preceded a spectacular plume of acrid obsidian smoke that billowed into the morning air. A sudden ominous zap, the unmistakable sound of a short-circuiting electrical system, was the final nail in the coffin. The machine shuddered one last time and fell silent, leaving Sarah standing in a literal and metaphorical cloud of failure. Standing amidst the knee-high grass, Sarah reached the zenith of her exasperation. It wasn't merely the defunct mower. It was the cumulative weight of life's minor indignities. Living alone in a big house with a yard and having to do everything herself was exhausting. She stood there, a portrait of domestic defeat, her brow glistening with perspiration and her skin smudged with soot. In that moment, she felt completely besieged by the inanimate objects in her life, each one seemingly determined to undermine her productivity and her peace of mind. Driven by a surge of pure, unadulterated anger, Sarah finally snapped. In a gesture of futile defiance, she delivered a punishing kick to the lawnmower's iron casing. It was a cathartic release of tension, albeit a brief one, as the physical reality of the impact immediately manifested as a sharp, radiating throb in her foot. She was left hopping in a circle, grappling with the stinging realization that her outburst had achieved nothing but a bruised toe and a bruised ego. The silence of the yard was broken by a familiar, light-hearted voice from across the perimeter. "I suspect the lawnmower won the first round," Mark said, leaning nonchalantly over the weathered fence. Sarah's frustration was momentarily eclipsed by a wave of acute self-consciousness. To be caught in such a state, disheveled, soot-stained, and currently nursing a self-inflicted injury, was far from ideal. Mark's expression, however, remained devoid of judgment, offering instead a blend of genuine concern and quiet amusement. Mark didn't linger in the doorway of social awkwardness. He moved with purposeful altruism, navigating the gate with a heavy-duty toolbox in hand. He conducted a cursory inspection of the orange wreck. "I'm afraid she's breathed her last, Sarah. The internal circuitry is fried beyond recognition." Before she could lament the cost of a replacement, he offered an alternative. "Go inside, elevate that foot, and leave the heavy lifting to me. My industrial mower is much more than a match for this meadow." Sarah retreated to the porch, her skepticism gradually giving way to admiration. Mark returned with a sleek, high-performance mower that hummed with quiet, efficient power. It didn't just cut the grass, it decimated it, turning the chaotic overgrowth into a pristine velvet carpet with surgical precision. Watching him maneuver the machine with such effortless competence, Sarah found herself struck by the quiet reliability of his character, a quality that was becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. As the golden hour cast long, amber shadows across the now perfect lawn, the day concluded on a note of serene satisfaction. Sarah emerged with 2 condensation-beaded glasses of chilled lemonade, the citrus aroma a refreshing antidote to the morning smog. They sat on the steps in a comfortable silence, the initial friction of the day having been smoothed over by a shared task and a cold drink. Looking at Mark, Sarah realized that while the day began with a breakdown, it was ending with a breakthrough in their budding relationship. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're enjoying learning English through comprehensible input, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next episode.